Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we're back in Virtual Sailor Next Generation once again. And you know what? You can already tell from the thumbnail, we're at the happiest place on Earth. No, we are not at Disney World or Disneyland. It's my personal favorite happiest place on Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at Port Canaveral here at the Disney Cruise Line terminal. We just got off of our Mears Transportation Disney Cruise Line bus after watching the 45-minute video coming to dun, 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 the Disney Wish. There in all of her glory and just looking beautiful. She is our ride for the next 4 days, as we had 4 days to Nassau and, of course, Castaway. Now, they would not usually let us come over here, but, of course, we are the captain and we can do as we choose. Royal Caribbean, Independence of the Sea is right down here as well with us in port, and as well as Carnival Valor, which is standing in for Carnival Liberty today down at the Carnival dock down at that end. But here she is, our ride for the next 4 days. It's always been really hard for me to still do 4-day cruises because we're so used to so much longer that they feel so short, because they are. But again, beautifully sitting here, beautifully ready for us to go. I realize in the Discovery video, man, I'm up to like 400 frames a second. What the heck? In the Discovery video of the Disney Wish, we actually didn't show it at night, so we will make sure that we do that by the time we get to the end of this video. But what we're going to do now is we are going to run past all these buses. We're on the roof. Well, Port Canaveral. Hey, look, Carnival. We're on the roof. Let's get down off the roof. The layering system here is wonky, and the parking garage has never shown up. Never been able to get it to go. Port Canaveral is obviously by Rob VSF. It's a you can go to his Weebly page. He does some amazing stuff, and he's the one who made Port Canaveral, which is pretty awesome. So you come over for the parking garage here, and into the terminal you would go. Let's climb on board the Disney Wish, which would be right here through the gangway doors, which would be right here. And that would bring us onto the ship, and bam, just like that, we're on the bridge. Let's take a look at our journey here. This was our last journey on the Disney Wish. Let's make it here. So past the buoys, we'll do everything by hand. We will be going here, past Jetty Park, down to Freeport, past the private isles, to the top of Nassau, and making it pretty close to a straight shot there, just to stay in line. I can't remember which is going to be a look-up moment really quick. Yes, I would like the port schedule. That's today. Can I have not today? It'd be the 10th. I lied. The 7th. Carnival Liberty, which will be Valor, and Freedom of the Seas, and Conquest, and Carnival Sunshine. Wow, there's a lot of ships that are going to be in dock. Oh no, actually, don't. Just the Wish, Carnival Liberty as well. Just the two. Just the two. Brain hurts. Get smushed. All right, guys. If you can't tell, I am still ill. It is kicking my buttocks vastly. But we're not worried about that right now. No, we are not. We are ready for vacation. Wow, why am I moving so slow? It's so funny, it works fine in that direction, but when I go off to the sides, when it's high frames, it slows down. Why? That's very interesting. Well, regardless, I'm going to pop over here to this window. That's so bizarre. Either way, it's time for us just to complete our muster drill. We'll make an announcement to everybody beforehand. We're just going to sound it. Here we go. right, that will conclude our lifeboat drill. It is time for everybody to head up onto the deck for our sail away party, and of course we have plenty of horns to choose from. It's very interesting because what I've always heard most of was, do you want to build a snowman? Which just seems so wrong to me. So let's just check the map. We're supposed to leave 6 minutes ago, so we're behind, and I'm assuming it's because Liberty and well, Carnival and Royal are not ready to go, so we're going to leave them there. Usually they depart first, but we are getting the all clear from the harbor master to drop lines, bring up the controls. And it's time for us to start. Is that going to be just a constant? Is that just going to be a constant now? I have no idea. Let's pull away from the dock a little bit and see if we can make it go away. We'll get a call from our entertainment staff on the countdown. Yes, they use the pre-recorded, but I would like to be able to mirror that as well. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Weapon locked and ready.
Really? We are officially on vacation, ladies and gentlemen. 4 days here on the beautiful Disney Wish as we pull away from the dock here. A little bit faster than I want, but again, it's been a little while since I've been able to drive this ship. So it's just going to take me a little bit to get back around. And of course, since these count as weapons, we locked on to the Royal Caribbean to be able to bounce ourselves to her. So that was kind of funny. Excuse me. That'd be a very interesting video now that I think about it. Have a complete sail away of all three. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll do that. That could be fun. But we are officially setting sail from Port Canaveral. Wave and say goodbye to all of your troubles and all of your worries.
Weapon locked and ready.
Shush, no you're not. We won't need the horns again until we probably come up alongside Royal Caribbean here. Also, I should let you know the default horn that I'll be using for my Castaway horn as well as fog is right here. So uneventful. This is the standard one that comes with the ship, so don't get excited or discouraged. You gotta change it yourself. But we are starting to pull out of Port Canaveral. We are going to have to make sure that we keep at a good 8 knots of speed. Not the biggest fan of the engine noises that they have within. I also forget that this is very delicate steering with this one. But we're far enough away from the dock that we should be good as we head on out. Now, in real life, we'd be closer to probably to 5 knots. 8 knots we're just going to use for the purpose of this video. So we have our 3 default that, you can create both the wings here, as well as I like one in midship. I think it's actually really cool to be able to look over the edge and, feel like you're on vacation as we head out. So that's pretty cool. Let's now head down to the bridge. And let's get ourselves out of here. Again, we're going to be passing Royal Caribbean as well as Carnival. Let's actually bring that down to 6. Since we don't have to put it into full reverse. What a pain in the butt. Excuse me. But we will be passing 2 ships, so we're just wanting to be aware of our wake as we pull up beside and through these 2 ships before heading to Nassau. So again, we've got 1 day in Nassau, and then of course we're going to Castaway Cay, which is the first time, by the way, that we've done it on the channel, which is super exciting. I also kind of have come to the realization that I will have to use Rob's version of the Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy, as well as the Disney Magic. We're, of course, throwing out the two best ship models right now, but we will have to use the less detailed, I should say, still happy to have them, versions of the Disney Magic, the Disney Fantasy, and the Disney Dream, just to be able to kind of complete our series here. As we come up, you will notice that the Royal Caribbean ship as well as Carnival are both very, very detailed. Now, the Royal Caribbean ship is also by Alex Butte, B-E-A-U-T. That is how I pronounce his name. It's probably not correct. You can subscribe to him on Boosty, and he makes a lot of great products. So, you have the ability to support and get these two ships right here for, I believe he's still doing $5 a month. What's this thing now? Let's see if I subscribe. It must be log in. If I log in, I'm there as a paid, kind of as a patron. So I'm not gonna do that now. But again, oh, it's right here, right here. $3 a month. I'm up to 6. It's 3 and 6, but you get access to these ships and you get to keep them, which is just amazing. If you were really tight on money, you could give them $6, download the ships, and you could stop your donation. Always help a creator when you can, but I know that sometimes the financial ability is just not there, and I can 100% understand that. But he does some amazing work. So that's the Royal Caribbean ship and Disney Wish are both by Alex. This Carnival ship is actually interesting. Let me pull up. I want to make sure I'm pulling up the right thing, y'all. No, I don't want an ad, thanks, though. There it is. Alright, so that Carnival ship, and I should also have the Conquest, but it's a little broken, unfortunately, is from sim3d.snabserver.com .shop. Now, this is where you can do payware. Be very careful. Some of the things that you get, make sure you're really looking in them. Make sure you read the reviews if there are any. Just be careful. That's all I'm asking. But Carnival is from sim3d.snabserver.com. It used to be just sim3d.com. But that is where you can buy a ton of ships. There's a lot of stuff out there that I could spend a ridiculous amount of money on. We also have some cargo ships that we'll be showing later on that are from there. But as we get ready to approach the Royal Caribbean, you know there's only one thing for us to do.
Weapon locked and ready.
I know, we're going to listen to that. Sorry for that. Let's see, what do we want to play for them?
This is the duty officer speaking from the bridge. We'll be sounding our ship's horn from the forward funnel. For those of you on the open decks at this time, you may want to cover your ears. Again, we'll be sounding our ship's horn from the forward funnel. And for those of you that are on the open decks at this time, you may want to cover your ears. Thank you for your attention.
Alright, let that set in. I realize I actually have to update that announcement for the Disney Wish, because the Disney Wish is not from the forward funnel. It's from the forward of the ship itself. But we're going to play some pirates as we go by. Yeah, I know. And now we just got to see, will Royal counter? Will they call back? Well, they did call back, so that's pretty awesome, as well as we head on out. Give them a big wave as we're going on by. It's so actually cool to be able to see these ships up close and in person. Of course, we're going to be coming up to Carnival Valor here in a little bit. That's taking place of the Carnival Liberty. But again, a beautiful day for a 4-day vacation here aboard the Disney Wish. Leaving from Port Canaveral has always been a really special place in my heart because this is where it all began. My very first cruise with my parents was in 2002 on the Disney Wonder. Never been on a cruise before, never even thought about it. My parents said, we're going to go on a boat with Mickey on it. I had no concept of a ship at that point. I love cargo ships, big machines, as, you know, young lads do. And it was so cool to go on this and feel the wonder and the magic. And my dad, who was so paranoid about going for safety reasons, before we even left, he's sitting at the buffet and he's like, when is our next one? And that started a list of 13, 14 or 15 cruises that we have been on. It's become a crippling addiction. But it's just how it started, and always standing at the edge of the ship and watching us sail from here is such a familiar feel. We were able to do it on the Disney Dream as well, and I'm hoping one day with the Disney Wish. And I'm not 100% sure about the Fantasy. It's on the list. I do want to eventually sail all the ships. It's just a little bit more money than I'm willing to pay at this point. I had that little discussion the other day on the Disney Wonder series up in Alaska. But it's also really nice to be able to sail somewhere where it feels nice and warm. Really big fan of that. Let's pop back to the bridge really quick. Let's just... Oh, frames down to 10. It's got to be because of the Valor. Oh, that's such a bummer. That's amazing. So, stay on the outside. Got it. That's kind of funny. I knew that we'd have some frame rate drop. The sim does not like more than one ship being there. But it really doesn't like the Valor being there. So that's actually very interesting. So, that's fine. We can pop ourselves out onto the deck. We can sit with 50 frames a second. That's fine by me. But yeah, it should be a really nice cruise. It does look like we are still scavenging away from hurricane territory, but you never know. But yeah, so we're going to Nassau, and then when we leave, we'll be going up across private islands, Castaway, and then a day at sea, just kind of puttering around before returning here to Port Canaveral at the wee hours of the morning. As we start to come up to Carnival, we can actually probably get... I don't want to get this ready because it's going to be like locked and loaded and ready to fire. Pain in the buttocks. But it is a price to pay to be able to use these ships and give a little bit more life to the world. I do wish that there was a way to load in static craft, static vehicles that just weren't going to be used that you could just look at. I think that would be that'd be entertaining. I don't see it happening. I believe that Virtual Sailor is pretty much just updated and done by one person, and that's asking a lot to be able to add static things like that. Still a beautiful Disney Wish crawling out. We'll see you guys as we get a little bit closer to Valor for a little bit of horn battle, shall we? All right, it is time. Oh, actually, I guess we're far enough away that I don't have to worry about that now.
This is the duty officer speaking from the bridge. We'll be sounding our ship's horn from the forward funnel. For those of you on the open decks at this time, you may want to cover your ears. Again, we'll be sounding our ship's horn from the forward funnel, and for those of you that are on the open decks at this time, you may want to cover your ears. Thank you for your attention.
Gotta keep it interesting. Let's see if Carnival calls back. We did get a call back from Carnival. It's very odd us being the very first ship to actually be able to depart. excuse me, not super used to that, so that's very interesting. Also, sorry again for coughing and dying. Just part of being ill. But as we pass Carnival Valor, we're about to head to Jetty Park, which is right down here, and of course we got a little bit of horns that we got to play down there. That's just kind of natural for us to be able to do. I just want to make sure we don't go any faster than 8 knots, so I'm just going to watch that really quick. Carnival Valor will be in a future episode. I promise it's going to be a good one because it's a beautiful ship. And this is what I was talking about, by the way, when I was talking about in the discovery video of this, the built-in windows. They look beautiful at night. They look a little funky during the day. I left them on Carnival Valor because it actually feels right. Same thing with Royal Caribbean as well. But we are so close to being able to hit the open sea. I can actually pop that down now. The last thing for us to do is give a little horn play to Jetty Beach right here. So let's get ready to do that, shall we? All right, here we go. And back on board, we get to say goodbye to Florida. 4 days entertainment here on the Disney Wish. The other cool thing about short cruises like this is that the entertainment is night after night, and they don't try to fill it with like extra things. Okay, so let's see. Seize the adventure. Wait, hold on. So we've got Aladdin, a musical spectacular, Little Mermaid, and Disney Seize the Adventure for 3 of our 4 nights here on the Disney Wish. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful night. It's going to be a great sailing. And really just super excited to head out to sea here with the Disney Wish. But we are getting ready to actually hit the open sea and kind of hit that autopilot up to 18 knots. Actually, we're about to leave the jetty, so we can actually get up to 12 knots now. Again, I'm not a big fan of the chuggy engine noises on this ship. I will have to fix them at some point. Again, I don't think I've played this ship a lot with audio on. Usually I have it muted, except if I want to listen to the horn or not. Not that bad once you hit to the idle. But we're at a glorious 300 frames per second. That's just absurd. But as this city on the water heads out to sea, it's the beginning of vacation, but that is going to be the end of this video as well. That's going to do it for this one, guys. If you enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day, and we really do appreciate your continued support. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. You thought I'd forget, but I did not. This is the Disney Wish at night. Now, of course, it would be usually lit up in beautiful yellow. It just doesn't look right during the day, so it's a little bit more muted than a nice, beautiful, bright yellow. But I think it makes the ship look much better during the day. Still got some very outstanding funnels that you can see from quite a distance. But it looks beautiful on our way to Nassau. So now this is the official real end. Man, why does it take so long to zoom in and out? It's probably because, again, it's like, well, look how many frames we got. Well, if it doesn't work well, my God. Couldn't be any less smooth. But that's going to do it for this one. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.